Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to War Games Unlocked. Devin and I are doing a discussion over Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, which I'm pretty sure I have no review over. And this game is relatively old. I don't know who was going out to look up Deception, Murder in Hong Kong reviews. But we had played this recently, and I'm like, why the hell not? Because this was actually a game that I don't remember how many times we ended up playing it that night.
Couple.
But this was surprisingly one that I was feeling like most people weren't that into. But
you
you were like, I wish we played that a little bit more. I'm like, yeah, because you can, because it's super easy to set up. I mean, there's a million, this is like 2 full things of red cards of items, and then 1 full thing of the method, I guess. But, so years ago, there was this game called The Resistance. And the Resistance had this kind of very simple, everyone has a hidden role, and you're either part of the Alliance or you're part of not. And then you kind of have a person who picks the team to go out on this mission, and it's either pass-fail. And this game comes out to add a little bit more, zhuzh to that kind of genre of gaming, where there's a person who's trying to give hints, and there's still a traitor in the midst. And this one, blew up whenever it came out. And I want to say, God, did this come out 2017?
Ancient.
Deception. Murder in Hong Kong. Wow. 2014 is whenever this came out. This is 11 years old. That is insane. But it was huge because it was so simple to teach, and it worked so well with large groups. Mm-hmm. This is one that it's I rarely get it played, but I never wanted to remove it from my collection, because it's when that group number does come about, it's this is a really awesome one to come in and teach, because everyone is engaged. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes this game a lot of fun, is from the get-go, even the forensic scientist has the role of trying to give clues, very vague clues, and the traitor is the one who gets to pick his combination of cards, but then everyone's a suspect the entire time. And if you have a really good traitor who can spin things on anyone for whatever reason, I think that's whenever this game really shines. So, with that being said, Devin, what did you think of Deception, Murder in Hong Kong?
I enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
Very, very straightforward, and like you said, it was easy to teach, snappy, great. Mm-hmm. Let's see here, the rolls weren't too bad. It's it wasn't a horrific trader game. You know, in some games it's it's a little overwhelming. You're kind of worried being the trader if you suss me out too quick, and then I'm just a fool the rest of the game.
Right.
But this one, nice snappy rounds. I always enjoy a good speedy game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so was it 4 people or however many people that play the game?
Plays up to 10.
And everybody, and only the trader picks their series of instruments.
Yep.
But then everybody has 8 cards in front of them.
Yeah, besides the forensic scientists, everyone has 4 red and 4 blue, which is thematically supposed to be the item and the method of killing. Mm-hmm.
And so you're trying to associate something that would be difficult or could be linked to, say, another person on the table, so that way we're all getting thrown off on who the actual murderer is.
Yeah, so I remember the last time I played this, besides with the group we just had, and the person who was the traitor, whenever he was looking at me, I was like, okay, pick whatever one, and he started looking around, and I was like, oh shit, he thinks he can pick any combination. But what he was doing was looking around to see what other people had, so he could pick the combination in front of him that was mostly associated with everyone else. And I was like, oh, that's genius. So it's if I'm looking around and a lot of people have bladed weapons and, I don't know, paper, then I would pick box cutter and ID card, because now that blends me in with everyone else. If someone's like, oh, well, you have a box cutter, it's dude, you have a sword. He picks stabbing. No one's really stabbing someone with a box cutter. And so it allows for so much player agency without an external factor of the game hiding you, like the traps or the chaos deck in Unfathomable. This one is purely off of how well of can I mask myself and how well of a trader can I be versus everyone else.
Right.
Which could be a flaw of the game if someone is a trader and they just don't like to lie or they can't.
But in that turn, I mean, these rounds are super quick.
Yeah.
And you can set this up 2 or 3 times in the span of a normal time that you play another more complex board game.
Yeah, that's true. You could also, normally what people like to do is just take new cards, but really you could just take all the the red cards that are already out and just shuffle those, and you're gonna have a different combination.
Yeah.
Because you're also gonna get, because the game is extremely quick, like Devin said. It is 3 rounds of the forensic scientist getting these clue tiles, and all they do is just well, clearly they're stuck on, like, how the hell do you do, like, if I did box cutter and ID card, what the hell is day of crime? How the fuck does that help me in any way? So, but you have to give a clue by putting these, I always like the touch of putting the bullets on there. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, people travel the most on a weekend.
Right.
If I was doing ID card, which is where you might need it. And what I've also found with certain groups is people will do their hints by telling a story of like how the person was killed using an ID card and the box cutter. Now, obviously, I do not give hints that way, but I've seen people run with that as their hint giving. But yeah, it's like every new round. Okay, I drew a new tile. Now it's victim's close. Okay, that might be a little bit helpful. Getting rid of day of crime because that was a shit hint. But you could also just get rid of one that it's like, okay, well, don't forget about that. That was still important, but I have to get rid of it with something. It's such a clean game. But I also found that most of the time, no one's giving their clue, their guess, until round 3.
Yeah.
Like,
why would you? Unless you're just...
Yeah. Like, unless you're so sure of what it is, and you're like, let's just call this. It's clearly...
That's why I always throw it on round 1.
Right.
Make sure so that way, one of these days, I'll get the shocking immediately and ruin the game for everybody.
Well, it was amazing because last time we played, I had Injection and Dart Frog, and every clue was leading to Dart Frog, and I was like, and I picked Injection, and I'm like, man, you guys are really hung up on this frog.
That frog, man.
Yeah, you knew it was me. But because whenever you make your one guess of the game, you have to get both. It's not like, oh, nope, you got one. It's like if it's box cutter and ID card and you say perfume and box cutter, the scientist has to say no. So that doesn't really absolve you of them. People could be like, well, it's either not him or maybe we just got the combination wrong. I don't know. I feel like this game could go south for some people because it's like if I'm being accused the entire game and it's not me, this game does lead to the fact of there's nothing I can say to change your mind.
Yeah.
And so...
But, it's also so quick that I'm like, you're not really going to get hung up on it.
Yeah, that is very true. I'm just stating that's not a problem with me. I think this game is great. I'm just saying that could be a problem if you're trying to get... If you're trying to get... a semblance of discussion going, or if people are just always going to meta you, where it's like, you were the traitor last time, it's going to be you this time, and it's like, okay, like, let's just not even set this up. You have any negatives on the game?
Oh, man. Hints are a little vague. But they're also kind of fun in their vagueness.
I love the vagueness of these, because it'd be boring if it was like, if they were so hyper-specific.
No, for sure.
And they have to be vague because you have so many cards, but in some instances, it might, like, I felt like whenever it was, what was it, Faulty Parachute and whatever the other one was, I was like, oh, cookies. And it was like food. And I was like, or like smell in the air, and I was like, food. And no one ran with that, and I was like, Like,
Well, I went with the plums. It's just that they had cookies and plums.
you had cookies, plums, and something else, and I was like,
That's
you
all.
smell fresh baked cookies. You guys knew. I mean, again, it's like these are good done in such a way that.
But that was also the round. I wasn't reading the tops.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's true. You were like, oh, those are words.
I just read the words.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
there's a top?
Yeah, you're right. But that's what makes this game fun for like everyone involved. Like the murderer is trying to, sow discord. The forensic scientist has to sit there seething that no one is picking up on this hint, because if we didn't mention, the scientist is the person given the clues, and he also can't talk. Like in all these kind of hidden traitor games, there's like a person who can't talk. So he has to just sit there and be like, I don't even know how you got that. Like, what? Okay, sure. Just, yep, that's where you guys are running. Okay, how do I get you away from that? But yeah, if these were like very, very specific, and because they're going to be either really bad for some clues or really good. Like if I picked box cutter and ID card and I happened to get victim's build, which ranges large, thin, tall, short, disfigured, or fit, what am I supposed to do with that? Besides maybe ID card, I can look at the picture on it and be like, well, he looks thin.
But if it was a dumbbell.
Yeah, that's true. If it's dumbbell, then you would do fit. And that would, which, again, like you said, if it's like, oh, I got the perfect string of, clues to give out, and that just immediately to you, then this is like, okay, it's handkerchief and dumbbell. Yep, that was it, and then you just reset.
Damn, jerking it while lifting. Hard to do.
Hard to do?
Hard to do.
Well, that is true. It is. You are hard while you're doing it.
Very.
And this game did come with an expansion, which we didn't play with. Well, it came with, more cards. But it actually came with new roles, which I never get to play because you kind of need 6, 7, or 8. So there is a lab technician that it's recommended for games with 7 or more players. The lab technician may check one card in play to determine if it is part of the solution to the crime. The lab technician wins if the investigator team wins. And then the inside man spreads rumors as in optional games for 8 or more players. During the allies phase, the inside man causes one other player to lose their badge token before making a guess.
Nope.
They can choose themselves. The inside man wins if the murderer team wins. And then also added events, which I've also not played with. The perfect crime. It's so there's just, or actually I think is that part of the base game? Oh, there is. Yeah, event tiles. Play with the event tiles. Forensic scientist shuffles them into the deck of scene tiles, and basically if you draw an event, it will do something. Like I said, I've never played with them. Hell, I don't even know where the hell they're at. Here they are.
Bum, bum, bum.
Countdown. The forensic scientist draws 2 scene tiles and substitutes them for any 2 scene tiles in the display. The game ends after the following presentation is finished. Okay, so you get like one last ditch effort. And then, I thought there were new roles to the... Oh, there is. Yes, there are, because we have forensic scientist, murderer, investigators. There are 2 roles. The accomplice, 6 or more players. The accomplice knows who the murderer is, as well as who the murderer is, as well as a solution to the crime. The accomplice and murderer both win if the murderer gets away. So they're also equally trying to do what the murderer did. And then the witness is an optional role when playing with the accomplice. Witness is an investigator who has witnessed the culprits leaving the crime scene. They have no way of knowing which is the murderer and which is the accomplice, and they do not know how the crime was committed. If the murderer is arrested but can identify the witness is considered to be killed, allowing the murderer and the accomplice to get away with the murder and win the game. So if someone's the witness and it's like, okay, like I know you're the murderer and I'm going to guess, and I guess dumbbell and handkerchief and that's correct, if you can say you're the witness and that you're correct, murderer team wins. But those are all for really large player counts that I never have.
You're the witness.
We killed you. So yeah, this game, fucking 11 years later, still fantastic.
Yeah, no, solid. I would definitely agree with best party game there. Seal of excellence.
In 2015, yeah, best party game. This blew up, man. Yeah, it was huge. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving Deception Murder?
It's fun and snappy. I seem to favor the snappy games. give it a solid 9.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I
could keep playing this one. I mean, I could
Really?
get game night out of this one. I have a great time with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I'm at an 8 only because it does require a large group of people, and I never get that. So it's like, well,
Well, this is how you gateway them into your more intense games.
I mean, we were able to schedule a game day, and everyone who was there actually is pretty adamant about wanting to, do more of those. So it's like, oh, maybe it could be a regular thing. And then this game gets played more. But yeah, even then, I still always kept it in my collection, just in case. Because I remember the first time I played this, it was like a 10-player game. And it's so much fun. Especially if you can weed out who it is, and you're the person that's just like, I don't know, PlayStation and exercise bike, and it's like, and that's it. And it's like, yeah! Although what you gotta do, and I have really no fix for this, is everyone has to either scream, or I guess you could have everyone leave. Whenever the trader is picking, like, normally it's quiet. Yeah. And then whenever I was a trader, I was really quiet and I didn't move, but then whenever I touched my cards and I moved my hands, I picked up the cards, I'm like, shit. It was so loud somehow. So either play music or have everyone leave, or you could just go.
I would play music. Yeah, I would play
music.
loud. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
You could theoretically do how Obscurio does it whenever it's like you're showing the cards and they go 8 and 2. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you could go and then that leads Perfume and Box Cutter. But I mean, that is just one thing that can be slightly annoying because the game is completely trash if you know immediately. Like, okay, I heard you move.
Well, yeah, any of those concepts, I feels cheap to me, and it defeats the purpose of the game. If you're that kind of player who's just hunting for the sound, I'm like, I don't want to play. With
Heads
you.
Up 7-Up whenever you had your eyes open looking for their shoes.
I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to hang out with them.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic game. Still holds up after all these years, and probably super cheap to find.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's our thoughts on Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.